Hello, hello, hello. I'm going to get started in just a minute, y'all. I'm live on Facebook. Okay, so hello, 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 hello. My name is Portia. I am a certified self-love coach. I like to use real life lessons to kind of incorporate some self-love into your life. As you guys come in, feel free to say hello. Let me know that you are in the room. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my glasses. But feel free to let me know that you are in the room. So tonight's her story, I titled it "She's a Runner, She's a Track Star: How to Stop the Hurt." So I received an actual message from a young lady who is actually going through a rough patch in her life. Her significant other actually left her with three children, two which are autistic twins. She has autistic twins. She revealed to me that um, instead of like staying and actually dealing with it like there, she tends to run away from the situation. So she relocated to a new city. She fell into a new relationship, just trying to like mend her broken heart. And that was all good until it wasn't. Then eventually he ghosted her, and she was just asking me how to, how to stop the hurt. And if I'm just gonna be real, like stopping the hurt isn't possible. You're just gonna have to let it hurt. And feel like all the feels, as I like to say, go through all the emotions and really evaluate where you are at this particular point in your life. So for those of you who know, like a little bit of my personal drama probably brought you to this page, right? And like through that, I've been able to, I keep smiling when you guys see me, but I've been able to really acknowledge the place that I'm at when it hurts. When it feels bad, I allow it to feel bad. When it feels good, I allow it to feel good. And that was really the advice that I part of the advice that I really wanted to kind of just pound on, that you're gonna have to let it hurt. Also, I told her to really take the time for herself. I know that we live in a society where we are rushed, or we rush things. We rush to get over someone. We rush to get through something. We're told to, just pick up the pieces and keep it moving, to keep it pushing. And a lot of times, what we really truly need to do is take a step back, acknowledge where we are, and do the work and work through their process. We don't give ourselves room or even grace to grieve through the trauma, the turmoil, the experiences that we have. We tend to want to just kind of jump right to the end game, and it's kind of impossible. Like in the middle, everything is messy, but that's where the most growth takes place. And that's where the beauty is, right there in the middle, where everything is all messy. So we have to give ourselves that time and that grace to actually heal and process, and not to be in such a rush to get over things. Like, I do believe in positivity, keeping a positive head on your shoulders, staying positive, looking for those positive outcomes, of course, building in that area. But you don't get to a place of healing or a place of complete resolution by just completely jumping steps. Like, it's impossible. Eventually, it catches up with you. So you have to allow yourself that time and that grace to process where you are, like right now, and just to feel what it is that you're feeling. You're not doing yourself a service. In fact, you're doing yourself a disservice by trying to just jump to the end goal, or to the getting over of a person, or getting over on a situation. Like, you have to allow yourself that grieving process. So I know that things tend to move really fast, and we want to get through things very quickly. However, We have to allow ourselves that time and that grace in order to heal. So when she mentioned that she tends to run or relocate to other areas, I won't say whether that is a good or a bad thing, right? If you are in or feel like you're in imminent danger and you need to relocate, then absolutely do that. But running away from your problems actually leads to more problems, which is why it's important to slow down and actually deal with the confrontation, head on. However that may looks like. I'm all about, handling things in a healthy way, in a way that's conducive to your healing, but don't ignore the things that you need to go through. Don't ignore the process. Like, don't ignore, the person that you may need the healing from as well. But it's up to you to figure out the safest, the most valuable way for you to heal from whatever it is that you're going through. This young lady also mentioned having, autistic twins. So I know that individuals with autism require a certain level of care. And I also try to focus on that in the advice that I was giving her. When you have children and you're going through something like your spouse leaving, and you have, no idea, like, kind of where to pick up the pieces, you decide to relocate in her case, we have to consider, or I would say mothers have to consider their children in those situations as well. So while it may have felt good at the moment for her to connect with someone else, like while that may have felt good at the moment for her to connect with someone else, to kind of help her get through the turmoil that she was going through, um, it will probably be best, right? Maybe not to, just for the children, and just being the best version of yourself for your children. Because no matter what age, the children are, they absolutely need the best version of their mom. And we're all human. We go through trials and tribulations. Hey, beautiful. Hey, Rhonda. We go through trials and tribulations. So we need to allow our children to have access to that. And then also, right, acknowledge that your children may need to heal from something as well. If you're in a situation like that and you have children, your children may need to heal. They may need access to that healing. So you're not just doing it for yourself, you're also doing it for your children, and involve your children in that healing process. As well. And this is just me speaking as, as an auntie, but, children tend to be the most sensitive when it comes to like pain and what we're feeling, what we're experiencing. They experience those things just as much, if not more, than we do. So it's very vital to include them in the healing process. If you're crying at night, chances are they're probably crying at night too. Feeling, the things that you're feeling, maybe not in the way that you're feeling it, because, it's different, being the wife, versus them being the child. So maybe not in the way that you're feeling it, but acknowledge that their feelings are real and that they need to be included in their healing process in some type of way as well. So, yeah, that's her story for tonight. Young lady just needing some reassurance. You guys feel free to send me or inbox me. Everything will be done anonymously, unless you decide that you want to kind of like chime in and tell your own story and listen to advice that way as well. But that is the advice for tonight. Definitely go through the healing process. If you have children, include your children in the healing process, and don't rush it. Like, don't rush it. I know a lot of times we hear, I am a Christ follower, and I hear a lot of, well, just say a prayer, but it's not just saying a prayer, right? You have to really allow yourself that connection with Christ, that vulnerability. You have to have a safe place, and you have to allow yourself the opportunity to really heal and to really process things. Like, don't be in such a rush to move on with life. Like, that's not how life works. Like in the end, you only end up doing the disservice to yourself. So definitely don't focus on necessarily stopping the hurt. Simply focus on what it is that needs to be healed through that experience, and focus on the lesson. Like, you don't have to focus on the negative aspect of it. You can focus on the lesson that you've had, that you were able to take away from the situation. So that is all that I have for you tonight. I will see you guys back here next Thursday for more Her Story. And hopefully it'll be a juicy one. You guys can chime in. You guys can drop comments. And I'll see you guys back here next Thursday. Have a good night.